Hello everyone, welcome to TalentSprint and welcome to this part 2 of Introduction to Agriculture. In the part 1, we have seen the various types of agriculture, right? In the part 2, we shall see some more things regarding agriculture. So first we shall see what are the stages in farming. So what does a farmer do in a farm? First, he'll do the mainly 8 activities. What are those basic 8 activities? We shall see. The first is crop selection, next is land preparation. He may be doing plowing or tilling, etc. He may be selecting the seed. Next he will be going for seed sowing. Next he will be checking the water facilities, whether I have to provide through drip irrigation or sprinkler irrigation, or through a bore well, or to take water from a tube well, or through canals, etc. And next he will check the crop growth, and the next is he may use fertilizers, pesticides, or organic manure, etc. Okay, we know about organic farming, right? And next, the last stage is harvesting, taking out the product from the farm. So these are the 8 stages which are involved in farming particularly. So do you have any doubt here? Some people may be having what is plowing and tilling. So plowing or tilling means it is the preparation of land. Some crops need excessive plowing, okay, so that the water retention capacity of the soil and nutrient retention capacity of the soil increases. Okay, that's why plowing is done. Plowing is done on the for a normal crop, and tilling is done for a excessive water retention crop like rice. Okay, it should always be in water. Okay, it requires lot of water. So rice crop needs tilling, excessive plowing. Okay, and what is this drip irrigation, sprinkler irrigation? Drip irrigation means, I think you may be seeing the small pipes will be running through the farms, right? They have holes at the respective plant, okay, so that the water will drop whenever the water is switched on to the motor. The water will drop exactly near the plant and water will not be wasted. Okay, it may be fertilizer also. Okay, sprinkler irrigation you have seen in the parks, I think, right? These are the water usage mechanisms by the farmers. Okay, and fertilizers and pesticides I'll deal in this part 2 itself in the coming slides. Okay, and moving on to the agricultural practices. What are the different agricultural practices? We shall see now. So the first is mixed cropping. So what do you mean by mixed cropping? Growing of 2 or more crops in a single piece of land. That is called mixed cropping. Okay, sometimes I may be using same crop or different crops. Okay, suppose if I am growing rice thrice a year, it is same cropping, right? Mixed cropping means if I use rice, next time if I sow pulses, that is called mixed cropping. And the next is mixed farming. So what is mixed farming? I have already told you. Mixed farming means it is a combination of both agriculture as well as the animal husbandry or rearing of animals. It may be for milk or for their skin or for their meat, etc. Clear? So mixed farming, so that they will get mostly they will be growing fodder crops which will be used by the animals for their food, to give milk, etc. Okay, this is called mixed farming. The third type of agricultural practice is organic farming. So what is this organic farming? Organic farming means using of biofertilizers or green manure, cow dung, okay, cow urine, etc. will be mixed with the mud, so that it will become a rich manure and give higher yields. So in this type of farming, generally the fertilizers, pesticides are excluded. They are not used because they cause harm to the environment. When we use fertilizers and pesticides, when this water runs into the groundwater and it gets polluted, or if this water goes into a river, the river gets polluted. Okay, and the land may run out of the fertility because of the synthetic fertilizers and pesticides. Okay, if we use natural fertilizers like organic manure or green manure, it will not only increase the fertility of the land, but it will not cause any harm to the environment. Okay, and next type of agricultural practice is dairy farming. As the name says, dairy farming, the animals are reared, particularly milch animals. Milch animals means milk giving animals. Okay, these milk giving animals are reared to get the desired product, milk products, etc., so that they will make further products from the milk obtained. Okay, and the next type of practice is wetland farming. As the name says, wetland farming, this type of farming is practiced in the regions of higher rainfall or higher water availability or irrigation facilities. Okay, so these areas, the rain-fed crops, high water needed crops are grown. Okay, and the next type of agricultural practice is the dry land farming. We have seen wetland farming, now it is dry land farming. These are the areas where the rainfall is very less, particularly less than 75 centimeters. Okay, particularly in the areas of Rajasthan, Gujarat, we have very less rainfall. Okay, so in these cases dry land farming is used, and the major source of water is rainfall itself. If there is rain, there will be water at that place. Okay, so this type of farming is called as dry land farming. And next we shall go through the type of cultivations. So what are the different types of cultivations in agriculture? So I have given them in a tabular column. These are very important. So first is apiculture. Api means bee farming. Next is pisciculture, fish farming. Next is aquaculture. In the aqua ponds farming, it may be fish, shrimp, etc. Okay, and sericulture means cultivation of silk, particularly the silkworms. Okay, the silkworms, if you cultivate them, they weave a silk thread, right? So this will be used for making clothes, clothing materials, etc. And the next is silviculture or arboriculture. What do you mean by silviculture? It is growing of trees into forests, is nothing but silviculture or arboriculture. Next is viticulture. It is grape farming. It is very important. Apiculture, viticulture, silviculture, these are very important. And fungiculture, it is the growing of mushrooms. You know, right? Mushrooms, we also have them in food. And the next type of cultivations are vermiculture, vermic farming. People say vermicompost. What do you mean by vermicompost? Preparing a compost using the earthworms. Okay, it is also called as red farming. This is called vermicompost. This manure will be used for the farm instead of fertilizers or pesticides. Next is moriculture, mulberry farming. It is similar to sericulture, which is silk farming, right? Mulberry trees are fed by the silkworms. Next is olericulture. It is vegetable farming. Floriculture, flowers. Horticulture, fruits, flowers, vegetables. And aviculture is of birds. As aves means birds, aviculture is of birds. So these are the different types of cultivations which are practiced in agriculture, and these are very important for our examination. And moving on to the types of agricultural revolutions. So what are the revolutions which were practiced and which are present in agriculture, which are important to our examination? The first type of agricultural revolution is the most famous Green Revolution. So Green Revolution means it is a cultivation of food grains. Who is the father of Green Revolution in the world? It is Norman Borlaug, who has introduced the Green Revolution to Mexico. And who is the father of Green Revolution in India? It is M.S. Swaminathan. In India, Green Revolution was started in the years of 1966 to 67. Okay, that is the first Green Revolution in India. That means the increasing the yield of rice and wheat particularly was practiced or introduced in India. So how to increase the productivity? So how they have tried means they have introduced high yield variety seeds, HYV seeds. They give high yield and water was consumed less. They have practiced modern methods of agriculture like drip irrigation, sprinkler irrigation. Okay, and different seeds, high quality seeds and high yield giving seeds were practiced, and got the higher yield. So green revolution is very successful in India, particularly in the states of Punjab, Haryana, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, okay, etc. Okay, so father of green revolution in India is M.S. Swaminathan. And next is white revolution. Who is the father of white revolution in India? It is Verghese Kurian. He is the backbone of Amul in India, Anand Milk Union in Gujarat, particularly Amul. Hope you know about Amul brand, right? So white revolution is related to increasing the yield or productivity of milk. And next is golden revolution, fruits, grey revolution, fertilizers, blue revolution, fish, black revolution, petroleum. And next is pink revolution, prawns or shrimps, round revolution, potato, red revolution, meat or tomato, silver revolution, eggs or poultry, yellow revolution, oil seeds, pink revolution, onions. So, and these are some of the important types of revolutions you need to remember for the examination. Coming to fertilizers. So fertilizers play a major role in imparting the essential nutrients and vitamins to the soil. Okay, so fertilizers, there are two types of fertilizers. There are natural fertilizers and other is synthetic fertilizers or man-made fertilizers. So natural fertilizers are very useful to the soil. They doesn't damage the soil as well as they doesn't cause harm to the soil. But synthetic fertilizer will cause harm to the soil, because when they mix through the soil gets damaged, as if the water will also get damaged, and sometimes the river may get damaged, or nearby lake or pond may get damaged. Suppose if there is runoff from the agricultural land, the water will flow into the nearby lake, river, etc. So river will get damaged. Okay, so fertilizers, they essentially impart nutrients. The major macronutrients are nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium and sulfur. And there are some micronutrients also, like boron, copper, zinc, chlorine, manganese, molybdenum, iron, nickel, etc. And the optimum NPK ratio means nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium ratio, which the farmers have to use, is 4:2:1. General fertilizers used is urea, etc. Okay, it's a mix of NPK fertilizers only. Okay, some people say DAP, etc. Okay, so these are some of the fertilizers. They impart nutrients to the soil. Next, moving on to the pesticides. So what do you mean by pesticides? What do you mean by pest? Pest is something which causes harm to the farm, right? So pesticides may be different types. They may be rodenticides, fungicides, pesticide, herbicide, etc. There are different types of pesticides which causes harm to the particular farm. Okay, so to control these weeds or pests, we need pesticides. Okay, these are insect controlling or rodents controlling products which the farmers use in the farm. Okay, the most commonly used is dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane, that is called DDT. It is used to control the mosquitoes in the farm, but it will cause damage to the animals which are feeding in that farm. Okay, and next is diclofenac. Diclofenac, when it is used in agriculture, if vultures eat this diclofenac, they get their livers get damaged, kidneys get damaged. Okay, diclofenac is the dangerous material for the vultures. So these pesticides will harm to the other animals also. Okay, so that's why pesticides should be that's why pesticides should be used on a very conservative manner. If you want to use a pesticide, we can go for the organic ones. Okay, if you practice an organic ones and if your farm is healthy, no need to use a pesticides also. And moving on to the agricultural terminologies in the introduction to agriculture. So what are the various terminologies used in agriculture? First is agricultural land. So what do you mean by agricultural land? It is a sum of net cropped area and fallow land. It is called as the net cultivated area. Okay, what do you mean by net cropped area? Net cropped area means where the farm is sown. okay, where you want the product. Suppose you have a 5 acres, you are sowing only for 3 acres. Here the net cultivated area is only for 3 acres. Okay, and if you cultivate more than once in a year, it is not taken into consideration in net cropped area. Okay, and the next is fallow land. What do you mean by fallow? Fallow means it is left uncultivated so that the land will restore its own fertility. Okay, so net cropped area plus fallow land is equals to net cultivated area or agricultural land. And the next is gross sown area. What is this gross sown area? Gross sown area is nothing but it's the area sown more than once in an agricultural year plus net sown area. Generally net sown area means only once, and if you add the area sown more than once in agricultural year, it is called as gross sown area. And the next is cropping intensity. How many crops you are growing per year, that is called as cropping intensity. Generally it is 132% approximately. It is total crop area by net sown area into 100. And the next is agricultural efficiency. Generally efficiency means output by input, right? So how much output you have yielded for the respective inputs. Inputs may be everything: the credit of the land, the seeds, the machines, the labor cost, everything may be input, and how much is output is your, for respective input, how much is output is the agricultural efficiency. And the next is cropping pattern. The types of cropping patterns, like rotational cropping, you are rotating different crops one after the other. If you are growing now maize, next pulses, that is called rotational cropping. Intercropping means you are suppose there is a mango crop, in between you are sowing a pulses crop, that is called intercropping. Okay, what do you mean by intercropping? So that you can get higher yields, even though one fails, you may get profit from another, or you can get profit from both. That is called intercropping. Okay, and so these are some of the basics in agriculture. Hope you have learned something in this topic. I'll meet you in the next topic. Thank you so much.